What's up, people? Welcome to the Shampoo Effect. We are Tribaholic Squad here. We're gonna have a
Let's
special
go.
guest joining us here in just a moment that you guys are gonna be able to come in and chat with, and we're all just gonna have a real good time. So stay on the lookout for that. I am absolutely hung titties. Don't be fooled by how great I look right now. So yeah, it's just
Jesus.
it's gonna be a wild, fun show. We're gonna have a fun time today. It's fucking game day. We're here. We are fucking here, Marshall.
We made it. Against all odds, we made it.
Jesus,
Super excited.
man. I'm gonna
What's
go
the,
ahead and
we-
pop this bottle of champagne. Go ahead and talk to the people.
what's the weather out there in Tallahassee like today?
It looks beautiful right now, but we'll see how the day progresses. It's not. It's we'll see. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna work out and everything, but it's supposed to rain later and everything like that. So we'll see.
Hey, that was a sloppy game in every facet, probably. That'll be exciting to watch and probably brutal to watch, too. But
Yeah, all at the same time.
yeah, it'll be a mosh pit out there. That'll be fun, though. The field looks amazing, man. It's so beautiful.
Dude, I saw all those pictures and everything yesterday, and the field looks gorgeous, man. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
They mowed it like the checkered, like real, like it looks real good. Like,
Yeah, dude, I love the field looks absolutely fantastic. So yeah, guys, if you weren't paying attention or haven't seen anything from our social media pages, TJ Pittinger, compliments of the Big Three Roll Up, and new podcast Double Fries No Slaw is going to be joining us today. I'm really excited to have him on. We'll see him come on here a little bit sooner, or a little bit, yeah, here soon, and then we're going to start inviting fans on later after we talk a little bit with TJ himself. So you guys stay tuned in for that. It's going to be a real fun time.
I'm excited. I never met JT. Sorry,
TJ.
TJ.
Yeah, don't screw it up, dude.
It's early. I'm sorry. Early day.
You're blowing it, man.
I'm blowing it already.
Already.
Only alcohol in my house I have is this almost empty bottle of wine. After this, I'm gonna crack it open. Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yes, you do. I understand that completely. I got to figure out what's going on with these live streams.
Yeah,
I've got Twitter. I know I've got Twitter up and running, but
I think a lot of people were texting me saying they're going to try to get on the show.
let's see if I can re-add it and get her going here.
We'll see who makes it. I hope Trey Lee makes it.
It'd be beautiful, dude. If anybody texts you, feel free to. You have the link that I just sent you, so you can just copy and paste that bad boy. Not everybody, obviously, can come in. You know, obviously, diehard Knowles only.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need any fucking Gator fans or Hurricanes in chat.
Man, how shitty did the Canes look the other night?
Bro, awful. Awful. I mean, they didn't look awful. They look decent, but I mean, when all your offense can do is run, that's a problem, dude.
Yeah. It ain't gonna work with us, man.
No, it's not.
Our defense can spearhead that.
Can't even open this bottle of champagne. Dude, this thing in here.
Weight room. There it is.
Got it. Do it.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Shoot your eye out. Yeah, pop your bottles, get your bloodies going, get your champagne going. Got a nice little brute here. I don't even know what it's called. Right. I'm not even gonna attempt it. Not even gonna attempt it. Yeah, dude. So Jeff Sims, starting quarterback.
I know. That's pretty exciting. I want to see him play almost as much as I want to see our guys play too.
I'm kind of excited, dude. I hope the crowd kind of gives him a warm welcome and everything like that for, all the shit that he did for us. I mean, practically that whole recruiting class or whatever was from Jeff Sims. So
yeah, he's wearing another jersey now, so I hope the back of his jersey gets filthy.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, honestly, give him the round of applause or whatever there in the stands. But
when it's game time.
When it's game time?
No, sir.
No, not gonna happen.
Okay.
So playing him on his back, do all the good stuff that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and then Jahmyr Gibbs is starting too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's starting for the Yellow Jackets. He is indeed. So I mean, it's gonna be a great time to watch him after we've all seen, what he's been able to do from his highlights in high school and everything like that. But we got a special guest that is about to join us right now, so you guys stay tuned. We're about to bring in TJ Pittinger of the Big Three Roll Up and Double Fries No Slaw podcast. That is there with Freddie Stevenson and Richie Barnes. Good morning, TJ.
How's it going, guys?
Morning.
Oh, finally game day.
Finally.
Happy game day, brother. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. I've got 2 kids that are 2 and under, so I'm a little late today, but I'll blame them. It's a lot easier. Life's a lot easier. I mean, it gets harder, but blaming, like, you can just say your kids are sick or runny nose or what. Like, I did that to get out of something tomorrow. Like, oh, my kid's up. So you can just blame your kids for everything. It's great.
Yeah, I'm not at that point yet, but I can't wait until I can use my kids as an excuse.
Be handy for sure.
All right, man. So I'm happy to have you on. I'm real excited to have you on. Been talking to you quite a bit this past week and everything, and we've got an old game day for the first time in quite some time, and we didn't even know if it was going to happen. So I know you kind of put out a prediction on Double Fries No Slaw and everything. So if you want to go ahead and tell the people what you're looking at here, or what your prediction is here, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so I feel like I haven't done predictions for the last few years, just because we've been so terrible, and I don't like when people revisit. Like, nobody's score prediction is right.
Right.
Like, I mean, even if you get it close, you're never right. I said 31-14. I think the Noles get. I wouldn't be shocked if we start a little bit slow. I just think our defense really holds Georgia Tech down, and we take advantage of a couple of big plays, whether that be through Terry or through special teams or maybe a defensive play, and we're able to put up maybe some points late to make it maybe a little deceiving. I think that it wouldn't shock me if we scored like 24-14, but I gave us that extra touchdown. 31-14, I think we win. I'm hoping, man. I need no stress for a game day.
Right. I was pretty close to yours. I had 31-13. I don't know. Marshall, what did you end up going with?
I had 31-17. I think Georgia Tech's going to get a late touchdown, late score, but who knows, man? Who knows? So who do you have the highest expectations for as position-wise on the team?
Man, I mean, it all kind of – I mean, my expectations for Terry are to be very good, like normal, and the same with Wilson. But I mean, the season all kind of comes down to Blackman. I mean, and I don't know if I'm answering the question right, but I don't know if my expectations for him are super high or just my trust or my hope or my faith or something. But it all kind of starts and stops there. If he's able to, improve on, if he's able to just improve slightly week to week, right? If he's able to just get a little bit better every single week, then that's all we can ask, right? Like, be a little bit better today than you were against Arizona State, which wasn't very good.
Mm-hmm.
But he shows flashes, and so it's like, can he put it all together? But yeah, it's all about Blackman for me. I mean, I know Terry's going to ball out. If we can get him the ball, I know that Marvin Wilson's going to have a good year. I believe Kando's going to have a good year, but man, it all kind of starts at that quarterback position for sure.
We need Blackman to be good.
Man, we really do. Especially with Purdy going down. And not that I'm a big Purdy fan, but I don't know that Purdy was ready to start today anyway, even if he was healthy. But especially with him going down, now there's like nobody behind him. I mean, I'm not a big believer in Travis Jay. He's a little less talented Derek King. He's just a runner.
I was going to make that point.
So, like, I don't know. There's really not a lot behind him for sure. So it worries me there.
Yeah, it is a little worrisome. Jay Black's going to stay upright. I think that offensive line and whatever they've put together now, I'm a little bit more confident than I was last year per se with them. So I'm excited to just see what this offense can do. We know the talent that we have on our defense and everything like that. So I think we're going to see better play out of them. So I'm not too worried about them on that side of the ball, but it's really going to come down to the offense.
Yeah, and I think the defense will, like I said, I mean, Georgia Tech's not super talented. The report came out last night from Ken Segura of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution that Sims is starting. And so, I mean, you've got a true freshman there who, again, I mean, talented, but anytime you've got a true freshman going in against a good defense like this, I mean, I really feel confident about our defense to not go out and just lay an egg. And if the offense can keep from turning the ball over, I think we'll be in good shape. You know, I don't think we have a ton to worry about. I wouldn't be upset if Norvell was a little conservative, knowing that Georgia Tech's not going to score on our defense. And if they do, I mean, then we'll revisit the tape and you guys can say I'm an idiot. But Georgia Tech's not going to consistently drive the field on our defense. I just don't think they have enough. And I think our defense is really good. And so I wouldn't be shocked if Norvell's somewhat conservative, doesn't, tries to put Blackman in the best situations. I hate to give any Gators credit, but I think that's what Mullen does, right? His quarterbacks aren't like world beaters, but he does a good job of putting them in good situations, making reads easy, letting them know like, hey, just throw the ball away. We'll punt the ball. Our defense is good. We'll punt the ball. We'll get it back. We'll go again. Right. And that's kind of the vibe here. I think Blackman needs to have one turnover or less. Obviously, I'd hope for 0, but if we can just have one turnover or less, I mean, everybody gets one interception, right? I'm a Jameis fan, so we get like 5. But
and 5 touchdowns.
Right. 5 interceptions, 5 touchdowns. There's a lot of good and a lot of bad. But just keep it under just one turnover or less. You're going to make mistakes, but I mean, Sims is going to make mistakes. So I mean, it's football. So yeah, I think that I wouldn't be super shocked if Norvell's a little conservative to start. And because again, they're not going to score on our defense like that.
Yeah. And speaking of Sims, I know Marshall and I were kind of throwing this around earlier. Like, how do you feel with like the fans giving him a little bit of love, like when he first comes on the field, like not like when he first comes on the field, not like the whole game?
I don't know. I don't. It doesn't really bother me per se. I mean, I mean, I think he's a good kid. I hope he has a good career. I hope that Marvin Wilson sacks him 8 times, and he throws 5 picks. So like I don't know. I don't really care if they. I mean, I doubt they will. I don't know how intelligent our fan base is to realize that he was, we're like diehards, right? Like, I don't know if the people up in the stands realize that he's, your old boosters and stuff realize that he was a commit that flipped at the last second, if they do, I don't have a problem with it. But I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, hope he does well in his career, but I'm not cheering for an opponent ever in any situation.
Yeah.
Except for tomorrow when Jameis plays.
Yeah, I hope Coach Fuller brings a hellstorm towards Jeff Sims today and his blitz packages.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's going to come out very aggressive today. And freshman all across the board.
I think
Jay Rich.
I think he should, and not. I mean, last year was so personal with Bailey Hockman, right? Like we just wanted to beat his brains in. I don't have any disgust towards Jeff Sims or anything like that. Like I hope he has a good career. Seems like a good kid, but I just he's a freshman. He's a true freshman. You got to bring him with some different looks. He's never seen game speed like he's going to see today. He's going to be playing in the most storied stadium in the conference. It stinks that the crowd won't be there like normal, but just light his tail up, pause, go for it.
Yeah, I agree. I think when he first comes on the field, I mean, who knows who's going to be in the stands and who's not. Like the students probably have no idea like who Jeff Sims is unless they're diehards like us or anything like that. So, I mean, it would be nice to just see like a little applause or something when he comes on the field, just because like he was that anchor, like you were saying, of that whole recruiting class, and he's a diehard. Like I still believe he's a diehard Nole at heart. Like he just wanted to be a Florida State Seminole. So like even though he's playing at Georgia Tech, I still believe that he's a little bit of Nole blooded there. So I mean, it would be nice to see him, get a little ovation there when he first comes on the field. But after that, it's game time, and it all comes down to that. And if we plant you on your ass, I hope you cheer for it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the. I mean, no matter who is in that opponent's jersey, I mean, it's about winning the game, right? Like, whatever it takes. So, Yeah, I'm all about it for sure.
All right, let's talk a little betting here. We got Mark Belleville, somebody who's associated with My Sports Network, the NRAS Sports Network, saying hammer the Noles. So what's the line at, Marshall? What do we
We're favored 12.5.
12.5 points? So
I think the over under is like 52.
yeah. So what do you got? What do you got today? What are you taking?
I mean, I like the Noles to cover, and 52 is a lot of points. I guess I'm in my 31-14. I'm just under that, right? 45. 52 is a lot of points, and I probably am a little high on my Florida State prediction of 31 points. I'm probably being a little bit of a homer there. So I like us to cover. I like the under, but life's too short to bet unders, so I would just take the Noles to cover the spread.
Yeah,
I don't bet unders in college football. So
Smart man. That's a man that's learned the hard way right there.
that's boring. It's boring, man. Who wants to cheer against points?
Hey,
I want all the points.
I took the under in the Celtics game last night and it worked out pretty well for me, but that was game 7, so totally different situation.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, are you a Celtics fan?
Hell no. Yeah.
Okay. See, and if it's not your team, then that's fine. I'm not taking the under when my team's playing. Come on.
No, definitely not. And I mean, especially when you don't know what your team is going to look like. Like, who knows, dude? Like Norvell's offense could just run with it, like with the talent that we have or whatever. Especially at wide receiver, dude. So like almost 3 deep. So it's going to be pretty fun to watch. I personally am like you, TJ. I think I'm gonna hammer that minus 12.5. I just think Georgia Tech's not ready. I mean, they're still 2 years removed from the triple option and the wishbone and everything else that they were running over there with Paul Johnson and everything. So it's still a new offense to them. They're still learning. They still got pieces from that triple option and everything like that. So they're not necessarily built to be this new spread offense that they have. So I think that it's going to be. It might be close for like the first half, maybe just because we're starting to figure things out and things of that nature. And then I think the second half, they started to get more comfortable with each other, especially the offensive side of the ball. I think defense will just come out and be what the defense is supposed to be or was supposed to be last year. Hopefully, whenever Dent sees the field, he'll catch a football if it's thrown his way. But yeah, I think Noles cover that 12.5 pretty handily.
I think so too. Georgia Tech's defense isn't great either. I mean, they gave up a lot of points to a lot of different teams last year. They gave up 33 to Virginia, 45 to Virginia Tech, 41 to Duke. So obviously 50 plus to Georgia and Clemson, which we would have to in those situations or did to one of those teams. But yeah, I don't think that their defense is great either. And so I think we should just be able to kind of, again, I don't want to go super conservative, but I wouldn't be shocked if he's a little conservative, but we should even be able to run the ball on them. So I think that we'll do well. And I think we'll cover the spread minus, like crazy turnovers or horrible special teams or something like that. I mean, there's no excuse for Florida State to not cover today.
I agree. Georgia Tech's best part of their team last year was their defense, and it wasn't that good. So they have one good guy at free safety. I forget his name, but he's like the only guy that can probably run with Terry or anyone like that. So I think our wide receivers can have a good field day if we can get Blackman just like 3 or 4 seconds in the pocket. That's all we need today, I feel like. I'm excited to see our running backs and how Norvell's going to use them. I like Norvell at Memphis. I like to call his formation. He ran like a horizontal I formation with the 2 running backs in the backfield next to the quarterback. And I think that's going to give the defense a lot of hard looks. And I think Norvell, especially as the game progresses, is going to get more and more creative. And the dude's he's a mastermind.
Yeah. So what is everybody's expectations of the coaching here from Norvell? Because we've obviously been through the ringer with, I'm not afraid to say it, with the Willie Taggart era. I know a lot of Florida State fans out there are fucking scared to say, like, he was a terrible coach and blah, blah, blah. I'm not scared to say it, dude. He was an awful coach, not organized. Like, it was a totally different coaching style that I am used to. And, like, in my opinion, it doesn't work. Like, it's not going to work. So What are you guys like expecting here out of Norvell, and are you excited about it, or what are your feelings towards it?
I mean, first I expect competence, right? So just like Florida State didn't even look competent for much of the last 2 years. Another thing that I expect is attention to detail. Taggart was horrible with the details in a lot of aspects, and Norvell is very, very detail oriented. And so I think that's something that will help Florida State a ton. The biggest thing that I've seen, I'm very excited. It's very cautious optimism because I was very excited for Taggart too, right? Like we had Bobby forever, then we had Jimbo here 7 years, but then he was here like 3 or 4 years before that. So like 10 plus years. And I thought Taggart was just going to be like, this was Taggart's job forever. Like I was all on board with that, you know? And so, so it's cautious optimism, but at the same time, everybody in the national media loves this hire, right? Like, so it's not just all your FSU homers, like your guys that work for the beat and stuff like that, just saying like, oh, this is great. This is great. Everybody in the national media loves this hire, says that Norvell is absolutely the guy. And so it's kind of like, well, if there's that much confidence from the outside, then maybe we can be a little bit confident here on the inside as well. So I'm excited. You know, it's again, cautious optimism, but I think he's going to be the guy to at least get us back on track. You know, I'm not predicting anything crazy or saying that he's the guy to take us back to, you know, the promised land or anything like that. But I think he's going to get back on track to being, you know, Florida State for sure.
Oh yeah. I think Norvell just is he's a motivator as well as a really good detail oriented guy. I think the prior coaches couldn't get 90% of the players to pull the wagon. And there were just a few players trying to actually go out there and win. It seemed like. I think Norvell's going to get the whole team behind him, and that's a big it factor in my opinion as well if you're trying to win ball games. So add that with the talent we have. I'm excited definitely for this new era.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. Like you were saying, TJ, and I mean it's been reverberated over and over again. Willie Taggart was just incompetent when it came to, you know, the organization and coaching aspect of the game as a whole. We've seen him struggle, or we saw him struggle with, I'm going to call the plays. No, you're going to call the plays. I'm going to take them back. Like no organization, you can't trust anybody in your coaching staff to coach their own side of the field. Like what the hell is that? I'm so excited that we have a coach now that is going to be able to trust his coordinators, but also hold them accountable for their mishaps and what they do wrong and their mistakes in the game. Because that's what we're used to, like what you were saying with Bobby, what we're used to with Jimbo. Like that's what we're used to seeing, like coaches being held accountable. Like even if you didn't watch Bobby coach back in the day, I mean, I was too young to like actually see him until I was a little bit older, but like you see the clips from the Bowden dynasty and everything like that, and he was on his coaches, dude. He was on their ass. Like you need that to be able to be a championship team, and I think we finally have found a guy that is going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I miss seeing Jimbo chewing out Charles Kelly on the sideline. Never thought I'd say that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think these guys here want to work for Norvell. I mean, Willie had a pretty tough time putting together a staff, and I think that part of that was because of his reputation and the fact that guys knew that. I mean, a lot of people say like, "Oh, the university didn't give enough money," and blah blah blah. I mean, whatever. You know, a lot of that came from, you know, people knew his reputation. People in coaching circles talk, and they know he's disorganized, and you know. He had a really tough time putting together a staff, and that's why we ended up with the Walt Bell, you know, who they couldn't trust each other. And then we ended up with Kendall Briles, who runs a good offense, but runs an offense that doesn't complement the defense, right? Like, yeah, you may score quick, or you may turn it over quick, or you may go 3 and out quick, which is great, fast. It's exciting, right? Like, but it's not good for the defense. And so there was no continuity. There's no, again, competence. We've said a million times, but, you know, I think Norvell has guys that that he believes in, believe in him, the team believes in him, and so I mean, only one direction to go at this point. But yeah, I'm definitely excited and think that just that coaching. I don't even know what the word for it is. I'm not that smart, but just kind of that coaching camaraderie is definitely in a much better place than it was.
It's a good word.
I had 2 minutes to think of it.
What do you expect out of special teams today? I'm expecting pretty big things. Like, I think they're gonna really take another step forward, or we need to.
Yeah. So the one part of football that nobody ever talks about, like the punting, right? This Australian punter we've got is supposed to be like pretty legit, you know, like
Australian football guys are legit. They can punt football.
So I mean, honestly, the biggest thing for special teams for me is like, just don't make any. I don't care if we make any massive plays in special teams, right? Like, obviously, punt returns and kick returns are fun and exciting and stuff. And I mean, I just don't want to hear about the special teams, right? Like, that would be a good day to me, right? Like, make the field goals you're supposed to make. Don't muff any punts. Don't make any stupid decisions to like catch a kickoff at the 2 and start to break. Just, you know, like, or a punt at the 2, whatever. Like, make good decisions, and that'll be good for me. If we get any splash plays or anything like that, like, that's fine. But if the special teams are just solid, which again, with Norvell's attention to detail and the focus there, I think they will be. His special teams were really, really good at Memphis. I don't even need them to be good. I just need them to be very average, no mistakes, and I will be thrilled. Because again, I think the defense can carry us today. Against Miami, yeah, we may need a splash play. Against Notre Dame, we may need a couple splash plays. Against Clemson, we'll probably need 30. But today, just don't make any mistakes. Don't try anything stupid and play clean on special teams. But overall, I'm very excited for the special teams. I think they'll be really good with Norvell here long term.
Yeah, sure. I'm excited to see Travis Jay return some kicks. That tells a lot about his athleticism. They're putting him back there to tote the ball, and he's on defense.
I mean, not only that, but the fact that he's like in 5 different positions on the chart is absolutely ridiculous. Like,
he's all over the depth chart.
He's like our Greg Reed, dude. It's insane. Like, it's ridiculous. But in terms of the special teams, I think I'm actually really excited about it. But yes, TJ, you're right. Like, if we don't hear anything about special teams, that's an improvement automatically. We're not getting, Willie Taggart telling DJ Matthews to fair catch every single punt, like
right.
It's not gonna. That's not how Norvell like plays the game. So, and the fact that Norvell is taking all of these like extra, I don't even know how to put it. He's got backup plans. He's got a backup plan for this, a backup plan for that. So, and Papuchis is the guy who's coaching the special teams and everything. So I don't know if you guys have ever watched any of his, like when he used to coach special teams at, I forget what stop he was at when he did coach special teams, or if he's ever coached special teams. But it would be, we've all seen Norvell's special teams, and pretty much they always scored at Memphis last year on special teams at least once in a game, even if it was like some of them were called back, obviously, but like almost every game there's a touchdown on special teams. So that excites me and that gets me going. And then we've all seen it, dude. We've all had we've all seen the replay or highlight video of Jashaun Corbin for Texas A&M against Arkansas, just, taking it and just running with it, dude. So I'm excited to see what he does, especially there in the kickoff return room. But like you were saying, DJ, as long as we're not just fair catching it and like you've got an idea of what your special teams is, you don't necessarily have to have a big play on them, but just like be confident when it comes to playing it.
Yeah, no, I agree. No mistakes. If we get a splash play or if we get a big return or whatever, I'm all for it, but I'll trade no mistakes for today, for game 1. See, I just need no stress today, right? Like last year, I was pounding my chest at halftime.
The boys,
we saw how that went, yeah. And so, today, I just need no stress. So, I mean, if they want to take the opener back, I'm fine with that. So we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I remember I left at halftime last year because I was like about to pass out in the stadium. It was so hot. Took it to the apartment, turned the TV on, and I was like, oh no, what's happening? So here we go again.
I was in a group chat with some buddies, and one of the guys said, like, man, I'm not sold on this. Like, we're up 31-13, but like a couple of the plays have just been like we basically scored on 2 big long touchdowns, and like another one was like their mistake or something, but we weren't putting anything together outside of whatever, like, and I was like, dude, you're such an idiot. Like, we're fine. Like, we're rolling. We're good. He's like, oh man, I don't feel good about it. And like, turns out this idiot was right. Like, we really were like all smoke and mirrors. Like, we sucked yet last year. So.
Oh, you had no idea. I was in the stands, like hugging people I didn't even know. Like, it was back in 2013. Like, loving life. Like, we're back. We're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kendall Briles is the savior.
That was literally me, dude. I was just like, oh my God, like Kendall Briles is the man. And then it just all went to dog shit real quick.
So yeah, like so many people, and not to get you'll never invite me back after I do, but not to get political, but like all these people were like so against like the Kendall. It's not really even political, but like some people were against the Kendall Briles hire for reasons not of football, right? Just because he was associated with Art Briles, who had all the stuff going on with Baylor. And so, and whatever, like you can have your take, but man, I was like adding all those people. I was like, what now? Not that their criticism again was, and they was not necessarily wrong, because I don't know what his involvement or whatever was, but they were saying like, oh, he won't even be good here and blah, blah, blah. And I was adding all, and then again, we don't score again in the second half. And God, what a crap show. So anyway,
nothing was worse than Virginia Tech. I think I started that swag surf. I was right in the middle of
it. Oh man, yeah.
I'm speaking of that. I'm happy to see it go. It being like during that time has completely ruined the song for me, man. Like,
yeah.
I used to love that song, and now I'm just like anytime I hear it, I'm like, ugh.
Freddie played the Lil Wayne No Ceilings swag surf to close the pod on whatever night we did, Thursday, and it took a lot of convincing to get us to play it. He's like, no, this is the little, like, I used to listen to this in 2013. It would get me hyped, and I know people are gonna hear it. And then we're like, all right, we'll do it, bro. But you're really testing luck here, because if we go out and lay an egg on another opening game, this will be the third one in a row. That we've had 3 in a row. The Alabama game, I know Francois got hurt late, but we only scored 7 points in that game. And then, right? Was it 24-7? Was that the final?
Mm-hmm.
Only scored 7 in that game, and then the Virginia Tech game only scored 3 there, and then scored none in the second half against Boise State. So yeah, I need a complete game today. I need no stress. I know I keep saying that. No stress, complete game, no turnovers.
It doesn't even have to be a blowout. Like, I'm the same way with you. Like, it doesn't have to be like a huge blowout or anything. I mean, it would be nice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't want that to happen, but like, if we can just look confident. And such a big word, like now these days, like for us, like, can we just look competent? And if once we get to that point, I feel like we'll be okay. So like, that's the one thing I am extremely focused on. Are we getting the details right? Like, our wide receivers lining up where they're supposed to be? They're not lining up fucking backwards. Like it's just simple things like that. Like, it's just like, why is that even a thing? Like it shouldn't have even been a thing. Like, play the game the right way and do it how it's supposed to be played.
I agree. How do we feel about Warren Thompson starting on the outside, on the other side from Tamorian?
I mean, he's got a ton of talent, and so I'm all about it. I was a huge Warren. So I don't know where. Well, Caleb, I know you're up in Tallahassee. Marshall, you up in Tally as well?
I'm down in Polk County.
Okay. Actually. Okay, so you're not far from me.
You need to get the recruiting.
Yeah.
No
kidding. I grew up not too far from you then. I was in like Brandon, Valrico, Dover area. So pretty close to the line, actually, County Line Road. But anyway, so I went to Sefner Christian, which is right across the road from Armwood. So I'm a big Warren Thompson fan. Obviously, I'd already graduated, several years before he, was in high school and stuff. But just any of these Armwood kids, I'm a big fan of just because they're so close to home. And so I'm a massive fan of his talent. I'm really excited that he's been able to put behind him like whatever the off-field controversy was with disagreeing with Norvell. I truly think that was just kind of a misunderstanding. It shows that Norvell's not, one of these guys that, if you disagree with me I think Thompson kind of came out and made himself look like is this R-rated? Is this G? Can I?
Yeah, we're R-rated.
I usually don't cuss on podcasts and stuff, but Thompson kind of made himself look like an ass, and it was totally on him, as evidenced by the people that came out and defended Norvell immediately. Like the other 84 players, minus DJ,
minus DJ.
But it shows that Norvell is not going to hold that against him, right? Like, hey, you made a mistake, you screwed up. I'm sure they handled that internally, and he trusts him now, and so that's great. That's exactly what you want to see. As far as starting, like, he's got all the talent in the world, and he's going to get some opportunities because Terry's going to draw the best defense, right? Like Marshall was talking about the best players for Georgia Tech's defense and stuff like that being the ones that can run with Terry. That's who's going to. They're not. So Thompson's going to get his opportunities. It's kind of like, I don't want to compare them or say that these guys are on that level, but it's kind of the reason Chris Godwin had such a great year in Tampa last year because Mike Evans takes every number one corner, sometimes the top two. So, again, but you've seen other people take number one corners and then a number two not emerge. So it's really going to be on Thompson to capitalize on his opportunities, which he'll get them today and the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we'll see Mark Norvell's a mastermind at getting the matchups he wants, and a lot of times he would put his number one receiver in the slot, like a good amount of time. Do you think we'll see Terry in the slot at all? That's a tough question.
Yeah, like you said, I think it's tough to answer yes or no. I hope so, right? Like, I think that cool. Norvell is, like you said, so good at. Such a good schemer, right? Like, I think he's such a good game day coach. I think like your best game day coaches, like X's and O's in the country, are like Jimbo's really good, Dan Mullen's really good. Who's Oklahoma? I don't know why. Lincoln Riley's really good. I'm trying to think who else. Like, you got guys that are like really good, like CEOs, like Dabo and Saban, and Jimbo's actually a really good CEO too. Like, he's kind of good at both. And then you've got like really, really good X's and O's guys. And I'm not putting Norvell in the Mullen or Jimbo category just yet, or the Lincoln Riley, but like that's who he reminds me of. Just being able to scheme stuff open and just make offense work well. And so I am really excited. Again, I don't know if we'll see that specifically or not. I hope so, because if that's a matchup that we can take advantage of, oh my gosh, if we were to get him on a linebacker or something, that's going for 70 yards and 6 points. So I'm all for moving those guys all around, and I think that's massive. Yeah, I kind of remember, I remember we had that three-headed monster of Benjamin, Shaw, and Green. And then some other guys that could catch the ball as well. But when we had that, those guys lined up everywhere. You get Green going on tunnel screens. You lined up out wide. You'd have Shaw and him going over the middle. You'd have KB to stretch the field. Like, you just had all of it. So yeah, move guys around. Terry's really good at stretching the field. Obviously he's a burner, so he's fast and he's quick. But man, yeah, if we can get 9 yards because he runs a crossing route, I'm all about it. Hand the thing off to Corbin and reset the sticks.
Yeah. I don't think we made a halftime adjustment since 2017. So I'm excited.
That's a great point.
Yeah. Good, TJ?
Yeah, I was going to say that's a great point. That's something that is just so crucial to football. And I think, we come out of halftime, look like a deer in the headlights, if we, other teams would adjust and that'd be that, and they'd come back and beat us, again, like Boise State and
Miami and
Wake Forest and Virginia and everybody else, like a lot of these games. I mean, Florida State honestly could have won 9 games last year. Now they could have lost 9 as well, right? Like there were a couple of games they won that could have gone the other way, but they absolutely should have beaten Boise. They absolutely should have beaten Virginia, and they absolutely should have beat Wake Forest, And if you win those, you probably win the Miami game as well, right? Like if Taggart was coaching for his life at that point. So, yeah, I mean, Florida State's really close, but I mean, at the same time, they could have lost. Honestly, could have won a couple of games. So, just gotta finish. Got to make halftime adjustments, which I think Norvell will, like you were just kind of alluding to.
And it's all little things that separate the wins and losses in those games that we just weren't doing right last season. But that means that if we're doing them now, we can take a big step this season. If we win 9 games, that'd be unbelievable, in my opinion. That'd be a huge success.
Yeah, I think 9 will be tough this year just because of the reduced schedule.
Yeah.
But if we can get to 8, I'm thrilled. Like 8-3 would essentially be like a 9-3 schedule.
Right.
But I'll tell you this. To me, there are only 2 auto losses on the schedule, right? And it's Clemson and Notre Dame. Every other game is winnable.
Especially after watching that Miami game the other night. That's
absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, ESPN still has us a favorite in that game. And so every other game is winnable. Minus Jacksonville State, though, every other game is losable. Like we could, no team in the ACC is like so much better than the other except for Clemson. And so, it'll be tough to run the table outside of Clemson Notre Dame for sure. But if we can beat Miami, that's the most talented team we play outside of those 2. And so we could beat anybody. I'm not predicting that if we go 2-0, we win out against, again, everybody minus those 2. But the potential is there. And if things kind of gel and Norvell can kind of scheme stuff and our talent takes over, our talent is much better than everyone else as we play except for Miami, Clemson, and Notre Dame's. So, I mean, but even with that, I mean, I'd be happy with 8-3. I don't want to lose to Miami again, but if you offered me 8-3 right now with those 3 losses, I might take it, man. That's a good year. I mean, I don't want to lose to Miami again, but I mean, would you rather go 8-3 and lose to Miami or go 6-5 and beat Miami? I'll take the 2 more wins. I think for recruiting, it's just, I really hate Miami though, so I really do want to beat them. If it was 7-4 and beat Miami, I would take that. But like 2 more wins, I mean, 6-5 to a recruit versus 8-3. Oh man, I might just take.
I mean, just imagine what recruiting is gonna like. You said recruit, but it just popped in my head. Imagine what like that type of season will do for recruiting, or like it's just going to be totally different, like from what we're used to for the past 2 years. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't think it'll change too much with this class. Like we're sitting at 25 now. I think we could get up to talked with Nate Greer of No Game Day the other day on the panel, and I don't think we could get up much higher than like 15-ish. But in a transition year in a global pandemic, I think 15 is pretty good. But I think it really sets the stage for 2022's class, right? For Norvell to just blow that up and say, look, here's what we were just able to do. We were just able to go 8-3. Yeah, we lost to Clemson, but you come in and you help us beat them. We got closer to Clemson this year. We need you to kind of help turn it around, right? We were close against Miami again, or we went down there and battled them, or maybe we beat them or whatever. Yeah, I think 8-3 would be massive and really kind of turn the class for the next year around as well.
Who do you see running with Clemson this year for the ACC championship? Do you think North Carolina could give Notre Dame a run for their money or something like that?
No, I think it's Notre Dame and that's it. I don't think I don't think North Carolina is that good. I mean, they went 6-6 and have all this hype. I mean, they finished 1 game better than us because they won their bowl, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't.
You know why they all have that hype, right?
I mean, it's all
because they got
all Howell.
They got a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, and Howell
what could have been.
Yeah, Howell truly is the second. Well, I mean, but if we had him, we'd still have Taggart though. So count your blessings. Howell truly is the second best quarterback in the league, or in the conference. And so, but their defense isn't good. Again, their best win last year was a 1-point loss to Clemson. And so I mean, right now we're a favorite against North Carolina at home. I mean, again, we'll see what we look like and what they look like to start the season. But
I think that is a win for us, honestly.
Yeah, I think we beat them. I'd be pretty. I mean, again, depending on how we look today, I'd be pretty disappointed if we lost to North Carolina. I think that's a win for FSU at this point. I think our defense will keep Howell somewhat limited. I think he'll have a decent day, but I don't think their defense is very good. And by that time, Florida State's offense should kind of be gelling. So, yeah, I don't. But I don't think anybody challenges Clemson. I mean, maybe Notre Dame does. I mean, Notre Dame's situation is going to be that they probably go undefeated minus the Clemson game, and then get a rematch against them in Charlotte. And if they can win that rematch, then they'll have it. They get the fortune, they get the luck of playing Notre Dame, luck of the Irish, playing Clemson at home in November. So
I feel like they play anybody that is like of any threat to them at home.
Oh, always. I mean, they get us at home. They get Clemson at home. I mean, the rest of their schedule sucks, but I mean, they'll win the rest of their. I mean, they also have Syracuse, UNC, Boston College, Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh, Louisville, Wake Forest, Duke, and South Florida.
UNC, Louisville's not bad, but like the rest of that's just like.
Just trash, you know. I mean, just the same. It's very similar to the ACC schedule that we have. But yeah, I think Notre Dame gets them twice and probably loses both. But you never know in a rematch. I mean, rematches suck. Just ask the Knowles in the mid '90s having to play for it. So yeah, but I think they're the only team that can really compete for it. I mean, if Florida State can find a way to upset Notre Dame, I mean, then we will. I mean, we'll kind of compete for that second spot. But I don't want to play Clemson twice. So I'm okay with Notre Dame.
We had a little question. Will Norvell be wearing a foggy face mask like Andy Reid did? That could hinder some play calling, is what they said.
Probably. You're probably wearing a face shield and it'll be raining. So
gosh. Like a little windshield wiper on the front of it.
You look like a freaking Iron Man, dude. Like, he just like couldn't see anything but like his eyes.
It looks ridiculous. And okay, again, I know that everything with the virus is so politicized too and everything, so I'm not trying to go there. But
right.
I don't understand the reason for Andy Reid to have to wear a face mask when these guys are like all around each other and being tested like 5 times a week, and they're all coming back negative, and everybody in the stadium is not everybody in the stadium, everybody in the sidelines and stuff are all negative. They're outdoors. I'd be like, dude, I'm not wearing this stupid thing. Like, get the hell out of here.
And like, can it not like get underneath? Like, is that really stopping anything?
Right. Yeah. Like the breath just goes there and just like disappears. I mean, like, no, it just goes somewhere. So yeah, I think it's kind of dumb, but especially with guys you've been around. Like, I'm not advocating for no masks out in public. If you go to restaurants and stuff, like, and they say to wear a mask, like, wear a mask, do the right thing. But like, if you're just around, like, when I go to a barbecue with my family, like, we don't all wear masks. I mean, these players and coaches and stuff are together for 12 hours a day. I mean, if they're going to get it, they're going to get it. Whether he wears them, I think it's. But to me, and again, I know this is politicized and probably going to get canceled for saying this. To me, Andy Reid wearing the mask on the sideline is all about optics. It's just all about like when it's on national TV. Yeah, he's wearing a mask. And these NBA coaches aren't wearing it on the sideline, and they're indoors.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see D'Antoni put it on every once in a while, and then like he takes it off when he wants to yell at the refs. And he's like this close to their face. I'm like, what's the point of wearing it when you're standing on the sideline by yourself? You're yelling at the refs. You're like this close. What's the point? So I think it's all for optics. But yeah, I don't know if Norvell will wear it or not.
I mean, either way.
Thanks for getting. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
What'd you say, Marshall?
I really probably will.
I said thanks for getting us canceled.
No, I'll get canceled. You guys are good. It was a fun run.
My Periscope got canceled, so it was bad. I'm in Periscope jail. It's pretty fun.
Really?
What'd you do?
So I do like a bet show with my network, and we streamed a game. So copyright infringement. Yeah, pretty sweet. I haven't been able to use my Periscope for like 2.5 weeks.
That's horrible. I never even used Periscope. I don't know what it is.
For
a while.
You've got a Periscope now. I hooked up your Twitter account too.
Thank you.
Little love from Logan over there at Noel Game Day.
Hey,
Logan, I know you were on here just a couple of nights ago, they said they got you first, and then they saved the best for last to have me on. So glad that you could be the appetizer for me. I have known Logan since 2013, and he is a good buddy of mine. We stayed in contact and chatted and collaborated on stuff. And those guys over at No Game Day do a great job. But I will always be here to give Logan crap. I feel like Logan was in high school. So like 7 years ago, 2013, I had just graduated college. So I'm 4, 5, 6 years older than him. And I was talking with like a little kid at the time, and now he's like a grown man with this whole like platform and everything. And I'm just like, wow, this guy's actually pretty cool.
Maybe he's 200 pounds now, man. He's
yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad I was that 13-year-old kid when he was tweeting back in the day.
It's unreal. Hilarious.
Hey, that's how it works, though. I mean, it's time. You can't beat it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really not that old. I'm like 30, guys. How old are you guys? You guys aren't that old.
Yeah, I turned 26 next weekend, so
yeah, it's like the same thing. Logan's probably at 22.
Mm-hmm.
Logan, how old are you? What are you? Have you hit 18 yet? I know you haven't got any peach fuzz on your face just yet.
I'm just text Logan.
But anyway, yeah, those are good guys over there for sure.
Yeah, love the No Game Day guys. Love everything that they do. I love everything that you guys do with Double Fries No Slaw. It's awesome. Been paying a little bit more attention when I do have time.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day. I feel like I've stepped back from a couple of things, but then started some new things, and so like just busy with podcasts, and now we're doing like prediction shows or preview shows or whatever, and it just never stops. But just kind of there's a million things out there for like Florida State land, and you just have to find like what you like. I love what you guys are doing with the mix of like, I mean, your logo is amazing, just to let you know. But I love the mix of the
just shot it to you, Logan.
Alcohol and football together. I mean, I think it's just such a perfect pair. And
it was just weird. Like I was thinking about it one day, like I just decided to start this. I was like, so there's no Florida State podcast that deals with alcohol. Like I just feel like like when you think about Florida State sports and tailgating and everything, you automatically you're just like tailgating, beer.
I can't let you have it all by yourself, TJ. Come on. Can't let you have it all by yourself.
I was gonna say, can you put a shirt on or something before
the shirt's
you come
on? Here? I mean, there's no shirt on. I will say, is this going to be against the rules on Twitter?
You're good.
Your family show.
DJ, when are you going to have another kid? Jesus Christ! How many more next?
I don't know, man. 2 is a lot of work. How many kids? How many siblings do you guys all have?
I have 5.
5 siblings. All right, that's ridiculous. Marshall, what'd you have?
I have 2 sisters.
2 sisters, Logan?
I only have 2 siblings, so
yeah. So 2 little kids is tough.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know if we're done or not, but I know we're done for now. I know I'm trying to catch my breath.
Take a breather.
With one kid's not that bad because like you can always just pass them off, right? Like if you're stressed or whatever, you're just like, hey, I need to go buy, like here, watch your kid. 2, there is no break. There is like it's like, all right, which terrorist do you want to control right now? So, terrorist. 2 kids is hard. I know that. Oh yeah, we'll call these terrorists. They'll be all right. They are like little mini terrorists. Go ahead.
What's going on, TJ? What's popping? It's time to wake up, baby.
You're the one.
Man,
you're the one. Yeah, I was going to say,
we've been up since early. I just don't want to get out of bed yet. There ain't no.
I didn't go to bed till 3 because I was too excited. Like,
oh my.
Yeah, Caleb was like texting me at 4 a.m. Like, you better call me in the morning. I'm not getting up.
Yeah, I definitely went to bed at normal time.
I'm just too excited, dude. I can't handle it. Like it's a game day and with new head coach, like
oh yeah.
And it's
real.
it's just finally back. It's just like so. Yeah, it's surreal, like Marshall said.
It is surreal. Feels good, baby. It's
It does
nice
feel good.
to wake up, college game day on, and just chilling and knowing that there's actually being a kickoff in under 6 hours feels
Can't believe it.
beautiful, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Are any of y'all going to the game?
I will be here in a few.
Really?
TJ's down in He's down in Tampa area.
He's down here close to me.
Yeah, I think the only one I'm probably coming up for this year is the Virginia game. Schedules just kind of are weird this year. We've got a couple of things going on. Maybe they tuned into all the games, but I just can't get.
A couple
Yeah,
things
it's
going
tough.
on is you having 2 kids. That's the couple things that are going on. That's
It
you
really
being the
is.
dad.
Hey, I don't want to admit this, but like a couple of years ago, I had to go to like 3 weddings, and they were all on FSU game days, and I was so pissed, and it was like the worst thing ever. This year, I have to go to a wedding on one of the game days. I don't know because I don't know. Let's see what game it is. I have to go to a wedding on the 10th, so it's the Notre Dame game, but the wedding's in the like morning afternoon. But my daughter is in the wedding, right? Like she's a flower girl, and so I'm not even upset about it. I'm like, whatever. And it's the Notre Dame game, so like, who cares? Like, I was just wishing it was the Clemson game. It would have been better. But yeah, so I'm not even upset. But yeah, like it's tough to get up there. But I think I'm going to come up for that one. I wish it was a different team that last week of November like normal, but just beat the hell out of Virginia and pretend it's an orange and blue team. So I'm just going to pretend we're beating the Gators.
Oh yeah. I can't believe we're not playing Florida this year. SEC did dirty.
It's probably. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I'll take all the SEC coward jokes, but it's probably a good year not to play. Like if there was ever a year to not play them, it's like, all right, well, let's not take that loss too. Like, I mean, we'll see. I think they're going to actually be pretty decent because their schedule lines up pretty easily, but yeah, just in case, I don't want to take another. Like this might just like take one loss out of the streak, and then next year we go into Gainesville and win. So maybe it works out well.
So are we just skipping Tallahassee this year, or are we going to just go straight to Gainesville? Because I know if we switch the home and home, our schedule would be like completely different. Like,
yeah, I don't think they can switch the home and home. I don't think either team would. I mean, Logan, I don't know if you have a take there or not, but I don't think either team would want that because then Florida would. They would, they'd have LSU and Florida State away the same years. They'd have, so like Florida State would be away at Clemson and Florida the same years. Like it just wouldn't.
in Miami.
We just wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
That just wouldn't be the ideal situation for anybody.
I just remember LSU and Florida had a similar situation because of a hurricane a couple years ago, and they played in Baton Rouge 2 years in a row. So
yeah.
I don't know if that would work or not.
I guess I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, but I mean, Florida, they both kind of even back out. If you were to like say, okay, Florida State's going to play like the next 2 in Tallahassee to make up for it, or just flip flop, or go Tallahassee next year, then Florida 2 years in a row. But then it would still be Florida's turn after that next one. So I don't think they do. I don't think they do anything with it at all. To be honest, I think they just kind of keep rolling. It's just kind of an unfortunate, especially since now if the whole season would have gotten canceled, you may have seen something. But I mean, Florida State's still getting what 6 home games.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not, and the revenue's down anyway, or like the attendance or whatever. So like the money wouldn't be there whether it was Florida or not, because you only get the 25% of fans. Mm-hmm. So whether Florida or Virginia, that we're going to sell 25% of the tickets and that's it. So it's just kind of crappy luck for Florida, but it's crappy luck for UF too, right? Like that LSU game that they're getting at home this year would have been absolutely massive and sold out and everything too. Yeah. So every team is dealing with the same thing if you think about it like that.
All right, we got a little fan in here. See if he's got a question or if he wants to chat.
Okay. Hey, how you doing?
What's up, me?
Oh, me.
So Mike Martin Jr. Oh no.
Have y'all? Sorry, I got a little late start. Have you already talked about Jeff Sims today?
Yeah, we did.
Oh man.
Go ahead and give us your take.
Man, I don't know. I think it's either going to show why Norvell didn't want him here, or Sims is going to walk in here and show why he should have been here. It's going to be one or the other, man. And hopefully it's not like Virginia Tech 2 years ago with Taggart.
Nah, don't even speak of such things.
Yeah, man, but that was one of the toughest games I've ever been in.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested because I wasn't really looking at it last night, but I mean, I'm not. Florida State always does struggle, yes, with running quarterbacks, but I am happy that Jeff Sims is starting. I'm glad that he gets to play a game in Doak. We've talked about that, I think, on the Renegade Roundup and multiple other things, but I'm glad that he gets to start, but it is going to be a big time wake-up call for that defensive line that Florida State has. That's just not a good way to start your college career, in my opinion. But, Florida State has struggled with their linebacker play for years upon years, and there might be a chance for Sims to do his thing, but you got to hope Chris Marv can actually coach these linebackers and be in the right spots to handle Sims, because he is going to run around. But like I said, that if Kando is Kando, like we keep on hearing, and J-Rob's there, it should not be it's just not going to probably be a fun day for him. It's going to be a rough start to his career.
Adam Fuller's bringing hell in the blitz packages
I
today.
know, I'm excited to see us blitz again. That'll be good to watch.
And not being quarters defense. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
dude, oh my gosh. But yeah, well, I appreciate the times. Thanks for letting me ask that question, talk to y'all for a little bit.
All right, little meat. Miss you, dog.
We'll bring you back on later.
For sure, definitely would love to.
All right, buddy.
See y'all around.
That's my old roommate.
I love
I
it.
gotta know what is the because I joined late. I was late to everything. Blame it on the kids again. What is the shampoo effect? Help me out here. What are we?
All right, Marshall. This is your time to shine, baby.
It's like what's the saying, like hair on the dog in the morning? It's when you wake up hungover and you drink a beer and you're already drunk again. Because a little bit of shampoo goes a long way the second time you use it,
Oh, did you come up with that, or is that like a real thing?
No,
That's just out of
look it
time.
up on Urban Dictionary. It's a real thing.
Oh, I didn't know. I was going to give you some credit if you came up with it. You could have lied to me. I'd be like,
You know-
oh, that's pretty cool.
I
Now
checked
I
out.
get it.
How about
Missed
it?
opportunity.
Like,
A little bit of shampoo goes a long way. Oh.
Is Caleb frozen up there? Oh, there he is.
You
What do you
freeze.
mean?
I didn't know if you're still hungover from last night or not. I didn't know.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it wasn't your Wi-Fi, bro. It just was you. Like it was the beer.
It might be me.
It's your natty ice that you like to drink, bro. I can't believe you drink that crap.
It's a gore. It tastes beautiful, and it's going to taste even better around walking to the stadium. It tastes delicious. It's going to be beautiful.
I've got a question. Speaking on alcohol, since we're here, have you guys tried that Busch Light apple?
No, but I want to.
Bro,
Wait,
if you find it anywhere, you need to buy as much as you can, because wherever you find it, it's not going to be an all the time thing. And let me just tell you, it's amazing. It is so good. I like Busch Light just in general. Like I just like cheap white trash type beer. Much like Logan.
You and Logan go hand in hand, dude.
But like that Busch Light apple, like it actually slaps. So like I don't like ciders because they're too sweet, right? Like I get my like this. So I got a coffee this morning with just creamer, no sugar. I don't like stuff that's overly sweet. I like bourbon, rye. So ciders are way too sweet. But that Busch Light apple is just like it's like beer with just like a faint apple. It's amazing. I know they're not paying us, but if you can find it, definitely try it.
I'm gonna go get a case today.
Let's go.
I'm gonna go find one.
They have natty apple. I'll try it, but
I just shit.
Dude, Logan,
Loyal
you're
customer.
stuck in college, bro. You're just stuck.
it don't matter. Don't matter. Bud Light's like chocolate milk nowadays.
God.
Oh man, what are we?
It was like my high school beer of choice when I was underage.
Oh, grow up.
I still like the Bud Light.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a little Bud Light here.
Yeah,
and there.
no, I like Bud Light. But it's time to grow up though, and you gotta like start tasting the IPAs, the good stuff.
Oh God.
Oh man, it's fall. It is oh look, I got my koozie and everything. Look, it is Good Gourd, Cigar City pumpkin beer.
That is
Like,
not
it-
open. That is
Yeah,
not open.
Yeah, but it will be soon. It's 2 o'clock.
trying to act
Why
like
so you
everything
can't
is
open that
open.
before? It's not, bro. Like I'm not.
Yeah, I was about to say it ain't open. That you can't.
I know.
flex
I'm trying to
it.
keep it. I'm trying to finish my coffee first.
No, he's trying to get that double fries no slaw logo in there. That's what he's
Hey.
doing. He's a marketing man.
Well, advertise.
Bro, I don't.
We have a little battle down there. Double fries this well, and here's Spirit No Game Day.
I gotta. Where's my?
Bro, I don't. If I want to plug something, like I'll just plug it, bro. Like, look, I just change the name, bro. I don't care at all.
Let me get. I don't have koozies like TJ does. We got them
Sucker.
dad hats. So.
You got the dad hats. Is that what you call them? The dad hats?
They're Chinese hats. So.
Hey, I don't want to plug these other people's hats because they're not paying me either. But how cool is this hat?
That is.
Awesome hat.
I love
saw
those.
this. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the trucker style, but I love but black's fine. But
My company doesn't
That
sell
is-
those, so
that is so cool. Yeah, sorry. I'm a big Garnet and Gold fan, let's be real. But I was in Lid's locker room and I mean, what was I going to do? Not buy it? I'd have been stupid. So, turn that light off. Yeah, I could see you too good.
Oh. Hey, how do you change your name? I love how you put double fries.
10:30. How are you not out of bed yet? I don't
Do I
understand.
need Caleb? Do I need to get to someone here that I need to see? I'm relaxing. Trust me, the day is gonna get litty fagitty once I step out of this bed. Litty fagitty. Right now,
Oh yeah.
let me enjoy my time. Let me not have to worry about anything that I don't have to do.
It's game day. It's a holiday.
Yeah, right now we're good to go. Everything's settled. All articles out. We're good to go. Coverage doesn't begin until around 2:30. We're good to go. I'm just trying to relax, Kayla. Let me get some rest. All right.
Sorry, dude.
I know.
What'd you do last night, Logan? Did you go out? Did you party
I-
last night?
I didn't go like party, but I did go out for a little few drinky poos.
Where'd you go? You were at Kansas?
We went to College Town. They were open till like 1 a.m.
College
Yeah.
Town was?
Yeah, it was rocking.
Are the bars like opening back up like right now?
Yeah, it's fairly pretty much close to everything. And once it gets to, I think, Monday, then it's full send on everything pretty much, like 50%.
You probably contracted the Rona.
Yeah, no, you know what?
I think
No one's track.
Don't get canceled, bro.
Yeah.
I already got him canceled once. Don't do it twice.
I think all of College Town is now immune to coronavirus. Because I didn't last week. I did not know someone who didn't have it.
Yeah.
I
Hold
feel
on.
like if you lived in one of like the old dorms, like I lived in fucking Kellum when I was a freshman. So like if you lived in one of those old dorms, like you're pretty much fine.
Yeah,
Hold up real quick.
the graph wouldn't have been okay.
Hold up. There we go.
TJ seventh son, Jesus.
Hold
Such a child.
up. Oh, wait, you're right. I am. There we go. Perfect.
Even though you could edit those things while you're on here.
Logan sucks. Yeah, TJ
It's
knows
like-
it all. So how are we feeling? I literally watched it. Started like 9:15. I was on here watching, and then what are we feeling about today? Is everybody still on the same effect now that Jeff Sims starting? Does that? I mean, that doesn't. I really don't give a damn who the quarterback's going to be.
I mean, he didn't necessarily have impressive high school stats. So like, what's gonna make me think that he's gonna really light it up against us? So
Yeah. I think we're gonna blitz him early and often. I think it's actually plays better for us that he's starting. Like with zero experience at quarterback over there with a defense like ours, it might get ugly for him.
Yeah. How do you feel, TJ?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it changes too much. I don't think I think that the feeling was that he likely would anyway earlier on. We had Ken Segura on earlier this week, and he said that he felt like it was going to be Sims, and then he ended up breaking that it was Sims. Yeah, I don't think it changes too much. I mean, maybe he comes in pretty hyped, but that can go one of two ways. He comes in really, really hyped and kind of overplays and makes some mistakes early like Jameis used to do, or maybe it could, he could play well because he's hyped up. But again, I don't think it changes the outcome of the game too much. I mean, our guys should be hyped to get to play against him as well. So I think it kind of all evens out. I think just from a the perspective of it being a true freshman quarterback playing against, like I said, the most storied team in ACC history on the road in Doak Campbell Stadium. Again, it sucks that the crowd's not there in full capacity, but I think that's the biggest benefit to us is, again, that it's just a true freshman coming in and playing.
Mm-hmm.
A player that no one's been talking about lately is Big Country. Is he playing today? Is he gonna get some playing time?
He's second weak side defensive end, right?
Mm-hmm. I know him and Jeff Sims were pretty close in recruitment. That'd be pretty crazy if you got a sack against him today.
Yeah, that would be funny. I'd Big Country, from at least the team's point of view and like teammates, they really like him. I mean, I don't know if it's just that redneck effect or whatever it is, but
it's the mullet.
Yeah, but he really is a flashy kind of guy. He's quick. He's not the biggest dude. He will get there. I mean,
he's up to like 260 now. He's gained some weight.
Yeah,
he's a big boy.
He's I don't know. He's just a fast dude, and I think he is going to get some playing time this season. But it would be funny to see him get a sack against Jeff Sims and say, "What's up, homeboy?"
I won about 4 of them against Miami for all the crap they talk.
Yeah.
That's where you get the sack.
Did you guys watch that game, by the way?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually watch football. Logan just manages a channel. Like, I actually watch football when it's
post pictures.
Yeah.
All I do is
they can't throw the ball, bro. They cannot throw the ball.
Did you see the spin afterwards though? They were like, "Oh yeah, we didn't even have to show any offense." And I'm like, "You showed plenty of offense." Like the little option play down the goal line where King, it was just a RPO. He fakes the running back and then he's got the tight end wide the hell open out to the right and throws it like 15 feet in the air. And I'm just like,
it's the one where the guy who's wide open in the end zone, right?
Yeah, you could have just like underhand tossed that to him. It would have been a touchdown. You're like 4 yards away from him. Like
one of us
falls it over the. Yeah, I don't think he's a good thrower. I mean, he'll probably come in and make some throws against us because that's just kind of our luck. But I mean, it's all about keeping like a spy on him to not run. I mean, I don't know if you guys. I mean, you guys are all a little bit younger, but I don't know if you guys remember when the Bucks played.
Michael Vick.
Yeah, I hate that I just compared this guy to Vic.
Oh my!
But
God,
someone put it out. TJ just compared Jeff Sims to Michael Vick. Tweet it right now. Someone get on his ass.
He's like Vic with no arms. I almost said I almost say he's like a paraplegic Vic, but anyway, like
TJ,
we're getting canceled all day for
there it is.
TJ.
Yeah,
but,
that's what TJ does. He gets your shows canceled, so then you can just have his show by himself.
I'm the reason that Logan and them had to restart Twitter. Oh, Logan's out. Very good.
I didn't mean to. I did not mean to do that.
Why'd you quit on us, bro? But anyway, yeah, just put a spy on Sims and you're. On King, and you're good, man. Like all he does is run the ball. Like all their big plays were from him running. Yeah. He did have that nice one where he kind of evaded pressure and threw to the sideline.
That's a great catch too. I remember that.
Great catch to get a foot in bounds. But that's the only impressive throw he made. Everything else was just pretty standard. He was very mediocre throwing the ball. And again, first game, a new offense. We'll see how they look against Louisville to really know a little bit more. But they said like, oh, we didn't have to show any offense, Well, they're going to have to show some offense next week. ESPN's got Louisville as like an 82% chance to win that game. So, yeah, I'm all about. I hope Louisville looks great today. By the way, I don't even know who they play. But I hope I'm sorry.
I have the slate right here. Continue.
I think it's
they play Western Kentucky.
Small team.
But, yeah, I hope they just beat the hell out of them and then get rolling and. Beat Miami as well next week. So,
are you buying into the Louisville hype? There's a lot of hype around them this season.
Not really. I think they're just another mediocre ACC team, like pretty much everybody else in this conference, minus Clemson. I don't think Louisville is great. I mean, you can't lose to Willie Taggart twice and convince me that you're a good. I hate to beat that drum, but there's talent there. I mean, they're competent. I like Satterfield, but I don't think they're great by any means. I think that I honestly think that Miami will go up there and beat them, but I think we go up there and beat them too. So
That's so sad to say. If we beat you twice, you're not good.
you're not. Did we beat NC State twice too, or did we lose to them Tigers first year?
I don't know. Hornibrook took him to the woodshed last year.
Yeah, I think we beat them the year before as well. Again, another team that, if Tigers beating you twice, it's not. I said, oh no, we lost 47-28. We got blown out in that game.
Oh yeah, I remember. They were good that season though. NC State, they're good like once every 4 years.
Yeah,
anybody's good if you're facing like Taggart.
They went 9-4 or 9-3. So yeah, they were pretty good.
All of us right here could coach.
Dude,
Willie Taggart.
You could put us four on the sideline, and it would be better than that.
That's what I'll leave here in a second, but I want to just get thoughts on Blackman today because I'm excited for him. I'm happy for him. I know that he's been through a lot, but I kind of want to see him. A lot of people want him to ball out. I don't think he needs to ball out, but I just want to see that from consistency today and
manage the game.
If he can just chill back there, and just do his thing, make his reads. I'll be watching, and I'll be no flex, but we'll be in the Champions Club today. But we'll be watching and seeing if he's making his reads right, and seeing who he's throwing to and who he should be throwing to and who's wide open. But I don't know. I'm happy to see Blackman out there and see what he does.
No flex here, but I renamed my living room the Champions Club, so I'll be in the Champions Club as well. My Champions Club is actually all you can eat, all you can drink, free. It's fantastic. We get bottle service. My wife comes and grabs the beer. It's fantastic.
No, TJ, your wife is not bringing you anything. Your ass is getting up going to
Dude,
really like you, TJ.
And I do have a take on Blackman here. We'll get back to the real thing in a minute. But my 2-year-old will go get stuff now. She loves little projects. Go get, my son's name is Brian. Go get Brian a diaper. Go get that little burp cloth or whatever. Go get a beer. She'll go grab it. It's
like one of those dogs.
Yeah, exactly. But except like a human.
Yeah. Is that your third or fourth one? Which one is that one?
Dude, I don't know. 2 kids is not even that many. I don't have any more right now, but I don't know where these massive kid jokes come from.
They're on the way. They're on the way.
Logan, I got a question for you on Blackman. You asked us, but I'm definitely excited to see Blackman. I talked about this with these guys. Would you be shocked if Norvell is a little bit conservative to come out, just knowing that I think our defense really holds them down and, just kind of play to not make a mistake right away. Again, not super vanilla or, hand the ball off every time or anything like that. But I just wouldn't be shocked if he's a little bit conservative to start out.
Maybe so. I don't know. When you've got Terry out there on the side and now Warren Thompson and you still got Keyshawn Helton still is. If you go back, look at him. He's a deep threat too. He's a little dicey guy. I don't know. I feel like there's too much, at least talent on the outside, running back wise. You still got to figure out if you want to be conservative. You got to figure out who that guy is going to be. Of course, Corbin's your expected starter, but I don't think it's really 80-20. It's not like the Cam Akers or Dalvin Cook kind of effect. But there's so many. He likes to score. This Georgia Tech defense is not going to be good. They have a few DBs, but should kind of. I feel like they should. If Norvell likes to score, I feel like we always get a coach that wants to score. Obviously, Taggart, Kendall Briles, blah blah blah. So they score, but he's kept a good streak of putting on points on opponents and actual, making wins out of them too, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd like to. I don't know. I think he's going to want to score pretty early on. But I don't know. What do you think? What are you thinking? So you comparing it to hey, deep shots to people, or are you saying is that a
Yeah, it just wouldn't be. Yeah, I guess my thought is, again, I don't think that they score on our defense consistently. I just think our defense is that good and their offense isn't going to be great. And so just kind of play to start the game a little bit more conservatively, to not give Georgia Tech that big opportunity where Blackman makes a mistake or whatever. I guess that too kind of goes into like what his confidence level in Blackman is, which, we can hear all the coach speak we want after practice and all that where, he's balling out, but like, what is that true confidence? Yeah, I'm not saying like hand the ball off 3 times and see how that goes, or, like everything's got to be a screen or, no deep shots or anything, but just a little more, a little less risky. I was talking with these guys. I think Dan Mullen, I hate to give him credit, but does a really good job of like helping his quarterbacks out by making the reads very, very simple in that.
I mean, if you can make Kyle Trask quarterback,
they'll nickel and dime you down the field and take the easier stuff. And, Mullen doesn't have Trask taking these massive deep shots. He never did that with Franks or anything like that. And so I think he does a good job of putting his quarterbacks in good situations for that. And they play not every game, but somewhat conservatively as well. Again, not in a point of just like being so vanilla that you're boring, but that's kind of how I think about it. But I mean, if you get Terry one-on-one and he's got a step, I mean, yeah, you let it fly, because that's not an interception type play anyway, unless you just massively underthrow it.
Yeah, I think Blackman's gonna have a day personally. Going back to that, Logan, I think he's definitely gonna have a day. I think it's gonna be more of that type of player that took over when 12 got hurt early in the season and everything, and had to take over when he was a freshman, and kind of balled out, honestly, like for a freshman taking over that in the middle of the season and everything. So really think that Jay Black's going to kind of come around here. I know he's had to deal with 4 different offensive coordinators in 4 different years and all kinds of crazy shit like that. But I think this offense definitely fits his style of play, because it's not only just, dink and dunk. It's we're under center, we're playing all that and everything. So I think it's going to be a real good mix for Jay Black, and it's going to be a better thing. The whole thing, obviously, that it all comes down to is his mentals. So if he can control that, I mean, we all saw the meltdown at Arizona, when we played Arizona State. So like, can he control that? And that's a big question mark when it comes to James.
Norvell said he's been really preaching mental toughness and staying calm in the game, just in practice. I think James has a good day. I mean, he's at his core, he's a pro-style quarterback. He's been running a spread offense for the past couple of years, and that just doesn't work for him. I think he's going to be in a way better position to succeed. I can see him having a great day, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. I got to see it.
Doesn't it feel good to like talk about this now? But like, it's actually about to happen here in a few hours. I feel like we've been talking about this I just got to get like goosebumps of like we are actually going to see Blackman play in a few hours. Like, we're going to actually get answers. We're going to see these transfers come in and play. We're going to see Travis J probably blow up someone's head off, which is going to be the best part of
probably go out for targeting, and we'll all be pissed off. But yeah, I mean, football starts in like an hour, man. Like Syracuse, North Carolina kicks it off. Notre Dame plays at 2:30 before we get going. There's some other kind of low-level games: Iowa State, App State, West Virginia, Kansas State, all kind of play at noon. But man, it starts in like an hour and 10 minutes. Like, I'm here for it.
Man, Austin Peay's had a crazy slate of games past couple of weeks. They've been playing everybody. I was looking at. Yeah, it's surreal. Like I said, I can't wait. I feel like I've been talking about FSU football with it being like 7 months in the future for so long. Now it's happening finally, and against all odds.
Against all odds, baby. Since May, I put out a tweet. It's always been thinking that football was going to happen no matter what. Family members, parents, Twitter followers, friends at work said, "Why do you just keep talking about football? It's not happening. Pandemic's going on." Guess what, baby? We're back.
Fucking
We're
here.
back. Go eat a bag of dicks, baby. We're back. Let's get it going. Let's get it going, baby. It's 10:49 in the morning. Let's get it going.
You.
Well, even though I'm in bed right now. All right. Well, I need to let TJ.
No, I'm taking off with
himself.
Not with you.
Hey, we both want to thank you guys for coming on here. We love y'all, and we appreciate everything you guys do for us and everything like that. So, and like just being able to, connect with you guys is a huge huge thing for us to be able to do, and we really do appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Exciting.
Yeah, no, anytime. Next time I don't want Logan to be on with me, so don't send him the link. I appreciate you guys.
I won't send him the link.
He kind of just jumped into he kind of stole my spotlight.
Yeah, I gave you an hour. If you can't work with an hour and get your plugs in there,
I'm kind of sick of his crap.
You need to get your marketing.
I hope your Twitter account gets deleted again.
It probably will be. It probably will be. Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Don't do that. But yeah, hey, y'all keep running your thing. I think this is fun and doing it in the mornings and stuff. I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A good idea.
This is great stuff. So
I love seeing people in their beds. It's great.
Yeah, shirtless.
Well, not named Logan Robinson.
I'm doing it in my bed next time.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
how
say
you should be doing it. TJ, we don't want to see that. Stop it right now.
Oh God.
Dad bod.
Just for that, I'm gonna go get on my Peloton. All right, I'm out of here. Go Noles.
All right, go Noles, baby.
Appreciate you guys. See you, TJ.
Sure.
See
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna bring in. This is my dad. To all of you followers out there. He's a Gator, so don't give him too much shit. But how you doing? How you doing this morning?
Good. A little rough night last night, at my age, it gets harder and harder to get up in the morning. So missed most of your show, but heard quite a bit of it. So, hey, we have our bad blood, but we're excited to have you guys back and excited to watch you against Georgia Tech today. So I, for one, want to see how the defense looks, want to see how Blackman looks. I think he's got a lot of talent there, but it just hasn't been utilized. It's all cyclical. You guys laughed at us when we were down. We laughed at Alabama. We laughed at you guys. We laughed at Georgia. Hey, and we have the common goal. Caleb will tell you. I was texting him. I was like, was not impressed with Miami and King. I'm like, I just Manny Diaz, great recruiter, but I don't get what's going on down there in Miami either, and why these 5-stars are just flocking to him. And I don't know what it is.
Well, they've been after they commit, they just bring up the notepad though. So I don't, and they decommit. So it's pretty simple. It's like clockwork over there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Ed Reed's been dropping money bags on their doorsteps. That's why.
I got some buddies down there in Miami that work with those former athletes, and there is a lot of money down there. I don't know what they're doing with it, but yeah.
Oh, that's Miami.
But yeah, looking forward to next week with Southeastern Conference play. But yeah, looking forward to today. A lot of.
Do you remember? You remember the last time we played Georgia? That Florida State played Georgia Tech. Not we. I can't say we anymore. When I talk to you, do you remember last time Georgia Tech and Florida State played, and I was down there in Gainesville, and you were all up in my fucking shit because they blocked the damn field goal and took it back to the house. That's the most pissed off I've ever been, dude. Wasn't even your team. Wasn't even your team. All up in my shit because Georgia Tech blocked field goal and took it back to the house.
You're right.
I've gotten some texts there too on the flip side of that too. So when it's not your team playing my team, it's okay to disagree on certain occasions.
I'm actually
when you have your kids and they go to a different school or a rival school, you'll understand more. It's just a little salt in the wound every once in a while. That's all.
You gotta take your opportunities to.
And if you hold on, I could go get all the pictures of Caleb in all of his Gator gear.
Okay. Stop.
Please do. Actually, I didn't know I was working with a trader here.
Oh God.
No, hey, I told you that I'll talk FSU football. I'm not scared. I'll take my lumps too.
Who does Florida open up with next week?
Lane Kiffin. So that's going to be interesting to see what Lane.
That's y'all's first game.
Yeah, on the road.
Yeah, I was going to try to go to that game before COVID hit. I've always wanted to see Oxford, but that's a tough first game. That'd be tricky.
Yeah, well, you don't know what he's going to throw out there, and he's got talent at quarterback, and he is an offensive genius, no matter what you say, and all of his gaffes over the years and the stupidity. But he can coach on the offensive side of the ball. So, not looking forward to it because those Mississippi schools always seem to have our number. So I don't know why, but it just seems to be that way.
I don't know. When they came into Gainesville a couple years ago when y'all had Will Greer, y'all beat them to death.
That was a rarity. You know?
R.I.P. to Will Greer, dude. And God, Florida might have won the national championship if Will Greer stayed.
Oh, they would.
Oh, yeah.
They were on a roll. And good old Trayon Harris came back.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
I miss Trayon Harris.
I do not. I would have liked to see him go to like the Kyle Morris route back in the 80s. Move him to fullback.
Oh, yeah.
Treon, if you're watching, no disrespect, man, but you know. You're a runner and passer, my friend.
That was set in stone, baby. Like,
oh, yeah. That was like.
So my question for you, what happens, because there's so much hype surrounding Florida. Like, I don't want to turn this into a Florida podcast or anything like that, but the big question when it comes to Florida is what happens if Trask goes down? Like what is that going to turn into?
Well, luckily Emory's got Jones has gotten a few snaps. So I think they got a package that can go around him and not miss too much of a beat with that experience that he has. Then we got Richardson, big arm kid here, local Eastside High School. Apparently he's been impressing. But, not having that spring football, I think really hurts his development. But I think Emory Jones is sitting in the wings, kind of like Trask has. And I don't think we would miss a whole lot. And we actually might see a little bit more running because he's a little bit more of that dual threat and a little bit shorter than Trask. So he can hide a little bit better against those big uglies up front and kind of duck and dodge around there.
Right.
Yeah, Emory Jones there's something about the way he plays the game that reminds me of Tim Tebow a little bit.
Yes.
Like the way he runs the ball, and that's kind of scary for me to say, but he's got a question about if Will Greer made the league. He got drafted by the Panthers, didn't he? He's like a third-string quarterback.
Yeah, I think he's still. I don't think he got cut. I don't remember.
No, yeah, I think he's still in the Panthers for sure. He's definitely still there in North Carolina. That's interesting. Like, I don't even like when I think of Florida, I just think of like obviously Trask is the guy. So I don't think of anything other than Trask being the guy. So I mean, you bring up Emory Jones, you bring up Richardson, the guy over there from Eastside in Gainesville, like that's going to be a good future for Florida. And so like for Florida State, when it comes to that, like we have work to do, man. Like they've got some good guys coming up there at Florida. I mean, he does a decent job at recruiting. I don't think he's the best recruiter out there, but I mean, he does a good enough job to be able to get the job done. But not only that, he's a pretty good coach. Like pretty good. I mean, he's a good coach. Like he's the guy that Florida needed. So ultimately,
I think Tim Brewster was a huge pickup for us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
we'll take that.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Because guess what? He fucking came from here.
Oh yeah, I know.
That's part of the Jimbo thing, dude. Like it all fell apart, dude. But I mean, I think we as in Florida State have the guy that we need to be able to, do that again. I think Norvell is that type of coach who's going to demand that we be a good football team and we bring it back to the levels that Florida State should be at. Like it's just the past 2 years have been awful. I mean, I know you've been through it, your dad, and you've been through it and everything like that. You guys had even longer than 2 years. You guys had like a whole 6-year drought of nothing. So like you've done it. And I used to hear you bitch about it all the time. We don't have the right guy. We don't have the right guy. We don't have the right guy. Like every single time you hired somebody, it wasn't the right guy. So I finally, like it's only been 2 years. We've had one coach, but I finally think that Florida State has the right guy in place to be able to take us back to where we need to be. I mean, national championships, do we want them? Yes. But do we necessarily need them right now? No. I'm just asking for like a competent head coach to like bring it back to what it was.
I think it's not just the X's and O's. I think that's where these administrations get tied up. Oh my God, look at all the wins versus the losses. Oh, he's an offensive coach. You got to be looking at that culture fit first. You got to bring him in. And I'm a little bit old school, but I would like some of the players, when they're interviewing these coaches, let some of these team captains go in and sit in on these interviews and fire some questions off. Because if those players are excited about the hire, it's going to succeed when they get in that locker room. They're going to have more buy-in because the senior leadership's going to step up and say, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. We helped approve this guy. Now, will the administrations ever do that? I don't know. You got the boosters who are trying to override
not until they're paid. Not until they're paid.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's coming.
Yeah, very soon. But yeah, I think Norvell, I think you're right with the culture. I think he brings in a very good culture. The culture at Florida State the past couple of years has been very toxic ever since Jimbo Fisher left, ever since the national championship, really.
Yeah.
The years.
It was always, hey, it's their fault.
Yeah. Like kids would come here just to get to NFL. They weren't here, for the right reasons to sustain a successful program, and it fell apart.
Oh, yeah.
And then Willie Taggart tried his best. He tried to, I don't know what he tried to do. He tried to make it a dance party all the time. Good vibes.
I related to being a dad with Caleb. I try to be his friend, but there are times where you got to set that friend aside and you got to be point blank, blunt, and honest and say, hey, you screwed up. What are you going to do? Okay, don't like that. Let's move on to this. It's really that simple. So you got to have that balance. And I think that's where Taggart was too much of that friend. I mean, you could even see it on the sideline.
Yeah.
He was too much of that, hey, come talk to me about anything. But then when the disciplinary action had to come about, they were like, it's like Caleb's younger brother with me, he could care less. At 18, what does dad know? What does my brother know? He doesn't listen to us. So and that's what you got to remember too. These are, 17 to 21-year-old kids, really.
Mm-hmm. So, ultimately they don't want to listen to you in the first place. I remember we all remember when we were that age and you don't want to listen to anybody. Like, you're right all the fucking time. And like, nobody's going to tell you anything. So honestly, if somebody's going to back your ass like Willie Taggart did and be like, oh yeah, everything's fine, everything's dandy, like, oh, of course you're going to be like, oh, cool, I can do whatever the fuck I want to. But like, at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. It's about making you into a man and not a boy. Like, you're not a kid anymore. Like, at the age of 18, you need to be taught a lesson. Like, I was taught a lesson at a young age. So like, at some point you got to grow up. Like, it's not a thing. Like, you go through your ups and downs. That's going to happen, period. But at the end of the day, you're here for one thing and one thing only. Most of these football players are coming from very, poverty ridden places or things of that nature, and not good homes or whatever. And this is their way out. So I get the whole, like, I need to make it to the NFL. And that's the main goal, right? For most of these kids, make it to the NFL. But are you going to do that when you're just allowed to run amok and do the same things you were doing when you were living back in Belglade or wherever the fuck else you were? Like, no, it's not going to happen. They need to be held accountable. And like I'm saying, like, that's the thing Norvell does. And Dan has obviously shown that at Florida. He's not letting them run amok. He might be, because I don't know, he was there with Urban Meyer, but
you never know with these athletic departments in the universities. Living here in Gainesville, I've heard, like, with the COVID testing, that they're not reporting appropriately, and sometimes, like, the students I know are reporting like, oh, I'm in Miami. Well, no, you're in Gainesville now. You need to report it here, not there. Mm-hmm. So we don't even really know. My son's friends with Shane Matthews' son. He tested positive early on, and there was no word about that on the football team. But now I guess they reported that we had two, and they're not announcing who those two are, claiming, HIPAA laws and all this other BS. But I'm like,
well, that was the whole thing with us too. There was you remember that, Marshall? The whole thing with DJ Matthews and I don't even know.
It's like the feds. You don't know. You can't trust numbers because you can make those statistics stay whatever you want them to say. And it's a crazy time. It really is.
Yeah, it's weird. No one really knows what to do.
No. And Caleb's birthday's coming up here soon, and we're like, do we come there? Do you come here? Everything's,
just FaceTime.
We don't know what to do. Yeah. here are your gifts.
Enjoy. Bye.
Oh, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm just really excited college football is back. Most ultimately, that's what I am excited for. ACC started this past Thursday, obviously with Miami playing UAB, getting started today. UNC plays, Florida State plays, a lot of other teams play as well. SEC's in about a week or two as well. So we saw the Thursday night football game come on as well. I thought it would be a much better game than it was, but Bears passed on two great quarterbacks. So
Yeah. Bottom line here. Bears.
I know Dad's got a real hard feeling for that because he's from Chicago. So
You're a Bears fan?
Yeah.
I don't hate the Bears, but man, y'all got to get together.
Dude, leaving Deshaun out there and bringing Foles on, I was like, oh, what are you guys doing? So,
And y'all are still starting Trubisky
yeah.
and Nick Foles.
and you paid him
Gluttons.
paid
Gluttons for
Foles $20 million
Oh, yeah.
to make him a backup.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess they wanted to make Jacksonville feel better and absorb a bunch of salary for him. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know about the Jags, man. I'm a diehard Bucks fan my whole life, and
Caleb has been too, so
it's been
You know I
it's
root
been a long
both.
15
I root for both. Okay, I root for both.
yeah. He does root for the Bears.
it's been a long 15, 20 years for us, man. I hope we win it.
Well, if Brady's 3/4 of the traditional Brady, you guys are in good shape. So, and then everybody wants to go play with him. So, free agents, it's like, it's like Golden State a few years ago.
Yeah.
We'll play for you. We'll play for you. So,
Like Kevin Durant signs with the Bucks. Let's go.
the interesting thing for me will be to see how they use Fournette. Is he going to be head case in the locker room, or is he going to be shown the door?
The crazy thing about all that though is that he's only in his 4th year of being in the pros.
He's in his prime.
Like that. Like he's prime right now, and he didn't even get picked up off of waivers. Like
they get scared of him. When that toxic relationship comes out, they run.
But the thing is like it's not necessarily Fournette. It's the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everyone has a problem with the Jaguars eventually. It's weird.
You see Jalen Ramsey tweeting out like every single time one of them gets traded or released to a different team. He's like, "Congrats, brother! Like you got out."
Yeah. And I say that starts up there with Khan. It starts up there with the ownership and trickles down. And it's been that way. I mean, I got to meet some of the McCaskies at Bears parties and stuff down in Tampa. I think, Caleb, you went to one of the parties with us down there for a pregame.
Yeah.
Great people, but you talk to them and it's strictly a business for them. And, but
Much
when the fans really have to get behind them for them to make a change. And, it's an interesting beast, that's for sure. And with the salary cap limitations too, who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of years? It's going to be intriguing, that's for sure. Because they're losing revenue just like the college sports are. And you guys saw where Minnesota cut a bunch of men's sports, right?
Yeah, that happened like yesterday or something, didn't it?
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Indoor, outdoor track.
They cut tennis.
And something else.
Track's huge. Wow.
Yeah.
They cut a lot.
In Minnesota, they normally have some good players out there in Oregon for the national championships and stuff. And I was like, wow, that athletic department's really hurting. I mean, and that's what I think has these universities scared is, football's their moneymaker. What's that going to mean for Title IX? What's that going to mean for all of our lower sports, men's sports?
Well, hopefully it won't be forever. We can get reinstated in a couple of years. But I'm so happy Florida State early in the pandemic. We made a lot of cuts in our department early. I think that's going to really save us in the future.
Yeah, I mean, the coach is taking cuts. I mean, they each took 25% pay cuts or something like that. I know Leonard did, basketball coach. I know Norvell did, and he's a first year head coach. And this guy, if in my opinion, that's a huge fucking show of I want to fucking be here. I'm going to take a 25% pay cut in my first year. I'm not worried about anything. It's Florida State. Who won? I get it. Some people would not Florida State's second tier or whatever, but in my opinion, it's not. Florida State's a top job. Florida's a top job. Ohio State's a top job. Texas is a top job.
Tennessee even. Yeah.
Tennessee is top job. So at the end of the day, if you want to make your name, like, why the hell wouldn't you do that? So like him doing that is a great move, but like, yeah, like you were saying, it's just crazy everything that's falling out from it.
Well, you look at Urban Meyer. I mean, he started off at Bowling Green.
Mm-hmm.
Bowling Green. A lot of these coaches, they start off at no-name schools. I mean, geez, where's Petrino coaching now? Isn't it like Missouri State or something? I think he's playing today.
I can't even
It's
tell
somebody, but I'm like,
Is Hugh Freeze still at Liberty? Or
Yeah.
did he leave?
I think so.
These are Liberty.
That man right there, coaching from the hospital bed.
Yeah.
Crazy,
That's
dude.
crazy.
All right, it's a good time to go ahead and end it and get the day started. I got a game day in about 4 hours or so. So
Yeah. Good luck, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you
I'll
for coming
definitely be
on.
watching.
Great to meet you.
thank you for coming on. I appreciate it, Dad.
Yeah, I'll try to make it on every so often if I'm not out on the golf course. So,
Great to meet you.
yep, nice to meet you.
All right.
Yeah.
Marshall.
All right, guys. So this has been your first episode of the Shampoo Effect. So I absolutely put it into effect last night. I stayed up till 3:00, got real hammered, FaceTime all my boys for about 2 hours last night. Real fun. So woke up, had about 2 mimosas, and am ready to go for the day. So anybody got any last parting words?
Go Noles, baby. It's game day. Let's go.
Yep, good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Take care.